Welcome, Dennis. Good to see you again.
You as well.
Well, we've had our series. I think this is number 8 that we've
Yeah,
gotten together.
so.
Yeah, they've been great. I've really enjoyed how you've just been able to share what you've written in your books and the insight that you have, and it's been exciting. So I'm looking forward to it. Really, on this session, I'd like to ask you, what is your next book in your trilogy? And if you could share a little bit, because I know you're working on your third book.
Yeah.
And you've got these 2 that you've already written. So if you want to share a little of that.
I do. My next book is about those that are left behind. The rapture happens and they're left behind.
Wow.
And people have spoken these rapture for years, and people have laughed it off. They don't believe it. But then it'll happen suddenly in a twinkling of an eye. Millions of people all over the planet disappear.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're going to know that it's true.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
they will realize that it's true. It will shake them to their very core. Shake them to their very core. And they've made wonderful concerts and sports games, but they missed the biggest event of their lives. And it's like living in Noah's day. They missed the boat. And so they begin to assess their future, and they dig out that old Bible that grandma gave them and all the literature those friends gave them that they laughed off, but they still have it. And they're going to start reading with it a renewed vigor and intensity as, what does my future hold? What do I do now? And quite frankly, they have to live for the Lord. They haven't lived for the Lord. And so everything is going to be counterintuitive for them. They don't know what to do. They're going to have to take the mark of the beast. That's a mark on their right hand or their forehead. And if they take it, they can't go to heaven. So now they have to actually not take it, because if they don't take it, and if they take it, they can work and have a job, buy and sell, and do all those type of things. But because they're going to resist this. They're going to lose everything that they've worked for. And so this real tough situation, and it's where they have to now live for Christ, make decisions that Christ would make for their lives, and they may be put in jail, they may starve to death, and they may be put to death, all for Christ's sake. And so in the Left Behind series, in the books that they've written about Left Behind, they're all left behind. There doesn't seem to be any hope, and there's going to be multitudes and multitudes that come to the Lord through the tribulation period. And so that's why I want all of us to realize that in my Last Days Ultimate Christian Prepper, I talk about how we can prepare for them so that they have food, water, and whatnot to have time to make peace with God before that end time. But we've all spoken to these people, we pleaded with them, we prayed for them, argued with them, whatever. But all of your conversations will come flooding back into their minds, going, oh my gosh, all that stuff David says was true. Oh my goodness, what do I have to do now? So in my third book, I go into depth how, what are these people going to be doing now? How can we prepare for them? How can we make this a successful transition from chaos to clarity? And so there's going to be, first of all, you have to recognize that God is putting a mark on them. So they won't have to go through all the terrible things that everybody else has to go through in this tribulation time. There's also going to be an angel in heaven proclaiming the gospel. There's a number of things that are going to happen. It's kind of like, here's an ocean of chaos, and it's just tossing, and all these people are in it, and here's an angel throwing life vests in. It's just going to be a calming effect. But please have deep conversations with everyone you know, because this is a serious thing. It's going to happen, and I don't want anyone to miss heaven. I don't want anybody to miss the situations we're going to have. It's not about religion. It's creating a relationship with Jesus Christ. You either have it or you don't.
We're talking about eternity.
Eternity.
So this is, so many people think you're boring, you live, you die, and it's over. But it's not. There's an eternal place, and it's either going to be heaven or hell.
Right.
And I think I'm looking forward to your third book, actually, to see that, and then I can sit down with you and ask a few more questions. You can enlighten us on that too. So, well, Dennis, once again, I thank you for your time. It's been a pleasure. It's really
Appreciate it.
enjoyable. So.